hello, humans of the internet. Welcome back to the Debt Collector. Our lovely characters have been ambushed by a bunch of essentially Italian mafia halflings and one human guy. And they have knocked Orvis down and are now apparently having a brawl with the rest of you just for funsies, including the granny monster, who is more monster than granny just at present. We're just gonna dive right back in, I guess. Back at the top of the initiative order, which is Laren Wildcloak, who has just been shot by Anowon. Not very happy about that. So far away is he? So he is going to. I'm on the wrong layer again. He kind of glances across at where Orvis is lying. And he says, Garamo, stab him if they keep going. And then he's going to swan on over to Anowon, just bypassing Tilly. Like, your dog's a problem, but less of a problem than the dude with the pistol. And then he's going to attempt to stab you with his rapier, because he doesn't like being shot. That sucked. 17, does that hit?
Nope.
How about 15? Nope.
Definitely not.
Apparently he underestimated the number of layers you currently are wearing.
Yeah, it looked probably even some liquid comes out as if they were stabbed, but they're unfazed because it was not their blood. It was blood, it was just not their blood.
He's gonna just cock his head and look you right in the eye and go, "You're an interesting one, aren't you?" And that's his turn. Which brings us to... Oh, wait, it says it's another character's turn. Who? Oh, because I have to do... That was the end of the round? Ah, there we go. Moving on to round 2, please. Thank you. There we go. End turn. That brings us to one of our hidden bandits. Bandit number 2. I don't know which is which. I'm gonna just make this guy number 2. I guess he's gonna throw rocks at the monster, basically. Okay. So 3 sling attacks on your monster. I don't know if he's gonna be able to hit you, but 13.
No.
Guessing no. 21.
Nope.
Oh no. 12.
No.
Bunch of rocks. You hear some vaguely Travornorian. I don't know what the language is called, but that kind of swearing coming from the rooftops. Bandit number 4 is the one that is in front of Nerys. Where did you go?
I am right next to Orvis.
I cannot see you.
Oh.
Under Orvis? You're under Orvis.
Oh, okay, on mine it didn't have me under Orvis.
Alright. Orvis is lying on the ground unconscious, so this guy is going to hit you with his hatchet.
Hit me?
Yes, because you're there and causing trouble.
Making sure.
22?
Nope.
8?
No.
11?
No. How did we?
Quick bitch. Okay. Rickon has... Oh, can he throw that far, though? Throwing off this thing. Hey, 20 feet? That's stupid. Okay, so he can't hit the monster, so I guess instead of doing that, he's gonna try to stab Nerys with the dagger.
It does nothing to you guys.
He does have, I believe. Okay. Just straight stabby. Stabby, stab, stabby. Yeah, you're in the way though. And you put yourself there. So, you know. The fuck? Oh, there it is. Right. Stabby the first, 23.
Just hit.
Yay. 8 points of piercing damage. Stabby number 2, 17. Stabby number 3, 18.
Oh, no.
It gets you with the first
Got
one.
lucky on the first one.
Garumo is going to take his longsword and just hold it over Orvis's body. Like, he can stab down at any moment. And go, right, you need to stop. Loud enough that you can all hear him. He hasn't done anything, but he's prepared to stab Orvis if
I
you
mean,
don't
they can't grab him.
stop
take
fucking
him
with
away.
his peeps. And he's readying an action for stabbing. Where's he gone? Is he behind the bandit? What the fuck have... oh, wait. No, I lie, because he's not there. I'm dumb. But he can get there. So he's going to do that.
Hope.
It does mean, though, that he only has one shot at the stabbing, not 3. Cool. That's him. Oh, I've missed someone. Missed a third bandit who's also going to throw rocks at the monster because that monster seems like the biggest threat right now. I don't think they even can hit you, but they're good. They don't know that. 16.
No. If it
18.
helps, 28 is her AC.
Yeah, I don't think they can even hit you. Yeah. Cool. All good. The rocks are just bouncing off. Bouncing off. Excellent. Good news.
Like the water torture, but with rocks.
Orvis. I need you to roll a Am I Dead save, please. You are currently dying 1, I believe, is how this works. You need to roll a 10. Higher than a 10? Fuck. I'm sorry. I want to make sure I get it right, because... a recovery check. So you need to roll an 11. Because you are dying 1. You're muted, by the way.
There's not a button to push for that, though, is there? I just
no, it's
roll
a
a
straight
dice, yeah?
D20 roll.
Yeah.
11 or
I
higher
might just...
is what you want.
19.
Okay, so you're unconscious. So you now have wounded 1 is the condition. Which means that if you die again, you go
Yep.
straight to dying 2. But you are no longer dying. Or however
Okay, yep.
unconscious. Gertrude. No, not Gertrude. Hang on. Bandit number 1. Are you? Bandit number 1 is going to go for Anowon. Oop, shit. Pressed the wrong thing. There's rocks. He's going to throw rocks at Anowon. We're in his boss's face. 19.
Just hits.
Please take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you get smacked with a rock to the head. 23.
Hits.
That is another 8.
So a total of 14.
And then a 10 on the last one, which I assume does not hit.
It does not.
That is banded one. Now it is Gertrude. Gugtrude. What you doing, granny monster?
Question. She
Mhm.
has a 10-foot reach with her
Mhm.
arms.
Mhm.
If she moves here, wait, is that? Hold on, I gotta double check. One more. Can she grab him? No,
You
she
can
can't.
try, but he does have an action ready to stab at any kind of aggressive. Like that's the implication is any continued aggression, he's going to stab. So you need to decide whether moving towards him in this form is going to be considered by this man as continued aggression before you make this decision. Bearing in mind that Gertrude does not know Orvis's current
Yeah.
state. Yeah.
She can only hold one action, yeah?
Yep.
She's just gonna hold moving up to them if they do anything extra. But she's not
Okay.
gonna do anything right now.
Okay. Nerys.
Okay. So not a lot. She's gonna hold an action, but she's not gonna leave Orvis, and apparently she can't drag him away because she thinks she's good, but she knows she's not that good. So she kind of like takes a little fighting stance. She does a little pop pop, and like her fists are up, and then her eyes kind of like glaze over, and there's like a little lick of flame that runs along one of her fists. She's gonna hold it's acid splash, but
Okay.
for her the damage would be fire. So if he moves to stab him, he's gonna get retaliated. I mean, it won't kill him, but he'll pay for it. So and she just kind of, and she's glaring dead eye at the dude.
Yep. It is a full-on like stare battle
Staring
going on
contest.
between these two. Yeah. All right.
Yes.
All right. Eleira.
Eleira, from her little corner, is very tempted to try to use draw ire to keep the guy from stabbing down and instead coming after her, but like everyone else is not doing anything, so she is going to not if everyone else is holding actions, she's going to assess the scenario and wait for indication from the rest of the guild what's up.
Okay. It's just a moment of everyone going, what are we doing?
we call this a tiefling standoff where she comes from.
Okay. Tilly?
Alright, Tilly's gonna look over her shoulder at the one that just walked past her and say, I am going to move so that I am standing between everyone as I am a healer, and then we will all put our weapons down. And then she will do exactly what she said.
He watches you very closely as you move.
And I think that would take her 2 movements to stop there, and she will stop.
Okay.
And Edelgard will, like, sit, I guess. She's not gonna move, and she will just sit down to show, like, I'm not moving. And she will stop there.
Okay. Anowon?
Yeah, Anowon, having just been blocked in the head twice by stones, is gonna. Okay, clearly we got off on the wrong foot, and we'll drop the gun and like try and kick it away somewhere where they can recover it later, just away from everyone, because I forgot that drawing a weapon takes an action, so they did not reload it last turn, so it's empty, and he's just gonna kick it like under a bench or something, so no one gets it.
Okay.
and just hands up and
Okay.
I'll. Do you need to declare what action you're holding in Pathfinder? I've never.
Yes. I don't know what the rule is, but I prefer it.
I'll hold action to just, if combat breaks out again, draw my dagger so I have it ready.
Okay.
If combat breaks out again.
Okay. Laren is going to watch this dropping of the weapon. His eyes follow where the weapon goes. Interestingly. Like, he's like, this is a cool thing that I'm interested in, but this is not the moment for that. And he's going to kind of move himself in such a way that he is able to see everyone. So, like, over here, so that he has a good view of everything. And he goes, well, seems to me we're at a bit of an impasse because we will kill your friend, but we would prefer not to because he owes us a lot of money, and we would rather have the money. I don't really want to fight you, big scary monster. I don't think any of us want that, but if you insist, some of you will probably die in the process. Some of us will probably die in the process, and everyone will be losers. So,
How much does he owe you?
you're gonna pay his debts?
I'm just curious if this is worth dying for. Just doing some math.
It's a significant sum.
Okay.
Our little
That's a
friend,
relative
Hard
term.
Trader, thought he was a better businessman than he was. And unfortunately, he double-crossed the wrong investors. So, your friend with the dog over there can bring him back to consciousness. And we can have a little chat. What do you say? Or we're gonna go back to stabbing and shooting each other. Anyone wish to speak for your group?
I would prefer to talk this out like civilized people.
Oh, we're not civilized people, dear. But we can fake it.
Oh, we can
We
pretend.
must.
Neither am I. And she just kind of stares at him slightly with the corpse look that she has going on.
Again, he's super not phased by
Yeah.
this. You get the distinct impression this dude has seen some shit. Like, he was like, oh, that's a big monster. But it wasn't like, holy fuck, big monster.
Yeah.
You know, he was just like, huh, interesting. Like,
Eleira is going to step out and be like, well, I am civilized people. And then she sits on the floor and just sort of like places her hands on each side and is like, I'm up for chat.
my only condition is that if he runs again, we stop him from running so that we can have said civilized chat, yes?
Well, she can sit on him. She just points to Edelgard.
Nice.
Right, well, in that case, get your puppy to sit on the nice halfling, and then let's see what we can figure out.
Your men with the swords can
Fantastic.
back up a step first.
Oh, we could ask him nicely. He's very testy.
He could get burnt if he doesn't.
I require a little bit of room to work.
Doesn't mean you don't need to use manners, though.
Well,
Faking
you say,
civility, as you will recall.
But you see, I haven't actually been rude yet. I haven't done anything.
There's a relative. Garamo. The nice corpse. A room to work. He steps back like he can still reach if he has to.
Yeah.
Anowon, did you want to do something?
Yeah, I just wanted to. I was debating whether to ask if I can grab my gun or just try and sneak it. Because I don't like the eyes he was making at my gun.
watched where it went, and he has actively put himself in a position where he can see everyone. So you can try.
It is unloaded. Would you mind if I pick up? I realize that I should not. We are feigning civility right now, as you have said. It is unloaded. I don't want someone to grab it because that took a lot of effort to get.
I'm sure it did. It would be very interesting to have a little chat with you after all of this is done, if you would be amenable to such a thing. But yes, by all means, pick up your very nice weapon.
Yep. Just stash it away without loading it.
Gertrude?
It's been a minute, yeah.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We're
So
actually,
she's normal
I
again.
would say we're out of initiative, but I'm not taking
Yeah.
it away because shit could kick off again at any moment.
Yeah.
Well, it only lasts a minute, so.
Okay, yeah, so you're probably...
I mean, she has another one, so keep it on there. But
Cool.
So Tilly will walk over to next to Orvis and will cast a 2-action heal. So
Yeah.
she's gonna her hands won't touch him, but it will get close. And it hurts. Like that feels like magic has just been shoved into your soul. There is no finesse. It is all
Touchies.
force. Yeah. So let me roll
And
that.
Orvis wakes up. How
Yeah.
much
There,
how much better is he?
I'm waiting for Hero Labs to finish updating. There we go. It was like, wait for me to
There's something
update your
called
roll.
paddles.
There's 10 points of healing.
Cool. So Orvis, you come to consciousness.
Yeah.
With
If anyone was paying attention, the mark on Edelgard's chest would flare super brightly before the magic pulls through.
Orvis wakes up surrounded by a combination of friends and enemies, all looking very tense.
And Tilly's like there with her hands still out. It's like, I suggest that you don't run this time. To make them comfortable,
Seconded.
she's going to sit on you. And she points to Edelgard. She is based on a Bernese mountain dog, so
Yeah.
this dog is not
Big dog.
small. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Orvis will sigh in resignation. And
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and Edelgard was trying to like drape herself over his legs. She's heavy but very soft.
How much gold does Orvis have on him right now?
How much gold does Orvis have on him right now? That's a very good question. About 100.
Okay. Yes, Tiff?
While this is being started, Nerys will quietly begin to untransform Mischief. They're hiding in her scarf now.
Okay.
Mischief is not seen. I mean, maybe they saw like movement, but are hiding in her scarf for the moment, waiting.
Well, says Laren. Isn't this lovely? Fucking cold as balls out here. Nevertheless, Mr. Hard Trader. Got our money? Spoiler, it's a lot more than 100 gold that you owe these people.
I think he's talking to you.
No. Short answer.
Puts us in a bit of a pickle, doesn't it? As you know, our bosses won't be terribly happy if we come back empty-handed. So what do we do about this? Maybe your friends will spot you. Got any rich friends recently?
Not really, no.
Shall I just start letting Rickon take bits off you? He does enjoy that.
Wow. Yes, I've heard that.
We should point out that if you do that, his current other boss might send more like us after you. Just say.
Orvis, you got yourself in some good company. Who's this new boss?
I didn't say that.
She's just a lady of business.
Does she have a name?
Sorry,
Not that
Eleira.
you need to know.
Well, Well, based on what we've been able to ascertain, you're a part of this little guild that they have set up here. I guess means you're working for Miss Smith. And we know she has access to some excellent funds.
Oh, that's you've obviously done your homework.
Our job.
I didn't need to say.
Yeah.
And everyone just gave out
So you
info
don't-
like candy. Just saying.
So you probably don't need to know anything from me at all.
I was just curious whether you'd tell us.
Depends on the question, I suppose.
Well, we're at a bit of an impasse because my instructions are to come back with the money or your dead body. The money is preferable. I don't really want to fight your scary friends. My brother will probably get himself killed. And then Ma'am will yell at me, and I don't want to deal with that. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a week to come up with the money. With a little bit of interest added in. For, you know, the time and trouble it has taken us to squirrel you out. Maybe your friends here will help you. Maybe they won't. But if in a week that money has not found its way into my stylish little glove, we're going to have a problem.
Okay then. Where do you want to meet in a week?
How about right here? I'm a sentimental sort.
How about in the anvil?
How about no? I know enough about the anvil to know that you would be protected there.
How about at the docks?
In case you haven't noticed, this is a landlocked place.
Well, okay, the wharf. There's a river, yes.
Very well. 15,000 gold. There was some interest.
Seems a little larger than I remember, but okay.
Well, yes, we had to travel all the way down here from Travorno. That is several people on a ship in order to claim
I
back
bet
our little
that was
resource.
possibly more of a choice than a need.
As for the rest of you, I appreciate your willingness to negotiate. You, he points at Anowon, I would like to talk to some more.
I
You'll
should
be
have just
here in a
left it
week,
in my
Anowon.
pocket. Should have left it in my pocket.
I would suggest that
Is-
conversation is the one that happens in the daylight in the anvil.
I would suggest that that is up to the people in that conversation.
Oh, you think we're gonna let him have it with you alone?
Oh,
I think that's up to him. He seems like the sort who
I'm-
is not unused to having conversations with people like me.
and every time I wish I didn't, but I have a feeling on the answer. But is this how optional is this conversation going to be?
Oh, it's entirely optional. I feel like we could do some business, you and me. I feel like my people would have something to offer you, and you may have something to offer my people.
Me personally, or I did not make that. That's why you're asking.
You got it from somewhere. They're not easy to come by.
Hmm.
If they were, we'd all be carrying them. Well, Mr. Hard Trader, don't try to run again. Cost us more, the number goes up.
Understood.
While they're talking, Nerys kind of whispers to Tilly, "If it's so valuable, wonder if they would accept conversation as like a down payment."
Did you say conversation?
Yeah, the conversation with Anowon and that
Yeah.
information as part of like a down payment for Orvis's.
That is something
Thing.
Orvis will need to negotiate with Anowon.
Right. Yeah.
I'll
She's whispering it to Tilly because, yeah, Tilly can.
Are we done here?
I'll talk to my. Well, I'll think about it. Perhaps I will tag along with Orvis. But I will need time to think on this decision. This is all very sudden, and it is very cold.
It is very cold. The second halfling has been staring at Orvis this entire time in a very uncomfortable way. And he now looks up and he goes, Laren, you know he's gonna run. I feel like we need collateral. Yeah? Yeah? Maybe just a little finger? And Laren kind of rolls his eyes and sighs and goes, Rickon, darling, you can't just go cutting fingers off of people. It makes them less useful. However, my brother has a point, Mr. Hard Trader. You do have a history of absconding. Collateral. What you got?
Not a lot. Would you be perhaps interested in a map that I have?
Depends what
To
it's a map of.
to a substantial sum of wealth in the form of gold and jewels,
There's some
and
sort of
perhaps
pirate treasure thing.
entirely genuine.
Oh,
assure
I'm
you.
sure it is, just like all your other products. If your products
Well-
were entirely genuine, I would not have had to come all the way down to this arse end kingdom to track you down because you would have had the money. Yes,
Perhaps, perhaps.
And that's what Nerys is also thinking. Yeah, but if he also just runs, his current boss won't be happy with him either. But he didn't like the first time she said something like that, so she doesn't say anything.
Anowon, yes.
Now, I am unsure how much you trust me or how valuable our conversation might be, but perhaps I could offer
Not
that
at
as
all,
collateral.
and it depends on the information you have.
Okay, well, the issue with it being, the whole point of collateral is that it can be returned at the end if it's not part of the payment.
Indeed.
Information can only be, you can't unlearn information without very powerful magic that I do not have access to, and I'm not sure you would want to use on yourself.
Not a big fan of magic. Really prefer physical stabbies.
Why not both? That's fun.
So what collateral? Are you offering collateral? Are you offering yourself as collateral? Because
Ugh.
that could be fun. How much do you trust Orvis Hard Trader?
You know, I am, some would say, a too trusting individual. It is not a question of trust in his willingness necessarily, but a lack of trust in his ability. That is that is more gold than most people see in their entire lives.
Indeed.
And I am not willing to stake my life on that.
Well, what if we did this? What if you, interesting individual, came and hung out with us for the week? And if Orvis shows up to the meeting at the river's edge, you may leave. I was told, come back with the money or a body. I suppose your body would do.
Edelgard just
I
digs
don't-
her claws into Orvis's leg slightly. Edelgard understands everything.
Did you promise a dead body? Again,
Well,
I
it
am
was
under
implied.
contract.
It was implied, but I suppose a willing body would probably suffice, especially if it came with certain insights.
I would need to check with my current contractor. But under the condition that I would be a living body at the end of it, I could be
You can't trust
persuaded
them, Anowon.
for an exchange
You
can't
of
trust them.
information.
No. No. No.
No,
None of
you
us
can't
can
trust
him.
them.
Okay. Also, I would like to try and do some form of like insight check thing just to see.
I will
With-
let you roll
try and check.
society with
Check his
something
intention.
of the DC is lowered because of your background. You know people like this.
Yeah. And since it's society, I can't use my fun little ability that lets me use deception to detect lying. 14.
Oh. What is the ability?
It's called Lie to Me. It is essentially if I am in an active conversation, I can use deception instead of perception to detect lies.
I'll allow that. That's fine. That's what you're trying
Oh,
to do. So
sick.
yeah, that's
Should I use the same roll or should I re-roll it? Like use the same die
He
roll.
rolled and then
yeah, re-roll it. I would say.
All right. Dirty 20.
Someone like this, who is in a position like he is obviously in an organization, will keep to the deals that are made, because honestly, it's bad for business if they don't. You can't coerce people if they don't believe you're going to do the things you say you'll do. So you can probably trust him to be who he is.
Yeah, of course.
So he will stick to the deal. If he makes a deal, he'll stick to the deal. But he's still a shady motherfucker.
Yeah, I got that much.
And his brother's clearly a little unhinged. So there's that.
Yeah.
Gertie's just gonna look at Anowon and be like, no. This is his bed. He can lie in it. We are not the ones who do it. I will fight and I will defend you guys while you are here, but this is before he got here. This is none of our business. I don't want anybody dying. I don't want anyone to get taken because I don't want to have to deal with Andeline being mad. But none of
The
us
boss
are
lady's
going to
not
take
gonna
it
like
for
any
him.
of this.
So he needs to come up with something to save himself. I'm not going to let him run away, but they don't know me. They aren't going to trust me. but we are not going to put ourselves on the line for it.
Oh, I like you.
I am not putting myself on the line. I am. One of my conditions to this would be that I would be putting my skills on the line. I would be offering services to them. I would not be offering my corpse.
But do you really want to offer your services to these people? Like, would you offer it if they were paying you? You are essentially. I mean, how long is it going to take you to work off that debt? That's essentially what you are doing. You would be
Mm.
giving your life, not dead, but your life to these people or him.
Mm.
It would almost be worse. You would almost rather die than work for these people for the rest of your life doing whatever they want you to do. That is the deal you
Gertrude.
are making.
Guys, I think at the end of the day, if they were going to kill me, I'd already be dead. Okay, so they were never going to get any collateral. They were going to get their money, or they were going to hold me hostage till
corpse.
next week, or hold me until next week. So you guys, you're just going to have to go, and you're not going to get any collateral. I've got nothing. I'll get your money. I will meet you in a week. But that's my problem. There's no point wasting time
Laren walks
standing on
right
the
up to
street.
you and like bends over and looks you right in the eye and goes, "Let me make myself very clear, Mr. Hard Trader. We'll take you back to Travorno. It's a week on a wagon to the port, another 2 or 3 weeks on a ship. My brother is very bored on a ship. Understand what I'm saying to you?
I understand.
So, strongly suggest that sometime in the next 8 days, find 15,000 gold, can lay this matter to rest and get on with our lives. Am I clear?
Very.
And if you run, it will be worse. There is nowhere hide on this continent cost more than that for you to get somewhere else.
Okay.
He
Well, I better
stands
get
up
started
and
then.
he looks at Gertrude and he goes, "Did you mean it that you wouldn't let him run?"
No.
No, you didn't mean it?
Yeah, I'm not going to let him run. Sorry, Jennifer's.
I have the distinct impression that you can stop him if you choose to. You remind me of my grandmother.
I am one.
She's a tough old broad. That's a compliment.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, it's cold as balls and I would like some beer, so I'm going to go into the anvil with my brother and my friends. Some of
So
my
we're done here?
friends. And I'm going to have a drink and spend some time in this lovely little hamlet of yours. We'll see you in a week. I believe
Yes.
so, unless someone else has something to add.
Cool. She's just going to grab Orvis by the ear and start dragging him into the anvil.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Edelgard sees that coming and scurries to get up. And she's
there
right
any,
behind, like, right on his back, basically pushing him along too.
Gertrude, can I get you just to make just an intelligence check for me?
Just an intelligence check. Okay, where's my intelligence? There it is. Wrong button. I'm gonna use my inspiration that I got. Because I rolled a natural 1.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. I rolled a 2, so 7.
Never mind. Nerys.
Is there like any like trash, like a pile of trash, or like a broken crate or anything on here? Like on this
Like in the
path?
streets? Probably not. It's a really clean
Okay.
town.
Okay, never mind.
Yes, Gertrude.
Can I use my hero point to try again?
Sure. Jenna's like, there is information here.
Give me the
Come on.
juice.
Whoops. Come on, please. Thank you. 18.
Oh, that's better. You heard him talk about the Brucci.
The Brucci.
Word Brucci is a native Travorno word from the language that they speak in Travorno,
Mm-hmm.
which means change.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Cool. Cool.
Travornic.
Cool.
Travornic. That works. You live close enough to Travorno that you might know that. The others, none of the rest of them. do.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
That's why it was you.
So we're going to the anvil.
Yeah, and she's
So
just gonna
we're all
look
going
at
to the
An-
anvil?
I mean, at least Gertrude and Tilly are.
She's looking for Andalene.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you march Orvis into the anvil.
By the ear, just drag him.
Just will kind of
Um,
like crawl under a table.
She'll just be
Annaline
like
is
swatting, but going.
behind the bar doing her thing. This is like a really busy time of the night. So she glances up and frowns and she's like, didn't y'all just leave?
We did, and I think we need to talk. Orvis
Oh god,
needs to
it's
talk.
busy. It's
Okay, we can let him stew in there for a little bit until you have a moment.
Yeah,
that
I
sounds
think
good.
you'd probably
Sounds
deserve
good.
it.
Do you have some
The debt
bandages
collectors are
like
here
behind
too,
the
right?
counter or something as Anowon is bleeding from their temple?
Tilly goes, oh fuck, and heals him too. She didn't notice. Because
Nerys is
anyone
fine.
was behind her.
Yeah, also they
Thank
wear
you.
a lot, like their face is mostly, their hat is big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She sends you all into the back room.
Yeah.
Are you all
Just to
there?
find a
You've
table.
all you've
Yeah.
all followed this.
Yeah, and
Eleira looks like
9
she's like,
points
"What the
of
fuck is
healing for
happening?"
Anowon.
Yes.
Again,
Hilara's
it
rethinking a
hurts.
lot of her
It feels like a
decisions.
slight explosion.
So Laren
Thank you.
and the brother, did I ever tell you the brother's name? I don't think, did it come up? Can't remember.
Rickon?
Anyway,
I think it did.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Rickon?
Rickon. So Laren and Rickon and
Yes.
one other guy come in and take up a darkened corner, dodgy place, in the anvil and, start drinking ale. Clearly there are others that are not in here, so make of that what you will.
Mischief is watching them from under a table.
They're
somewhere.
just drinking and chatting like people, Anyway, after a little while,
Like, sure.
Angeline comes into the back. Right? Yes? What?
He got
Um,
ambushed because he owes some people some money. And I think they might be, I don't know the language that well, but they might be associated with our little butterfly problem, possibly.
Oh.
And if you got
in the
us
tavern
in some
right now.
mess,
Got
floor
some
in the
what?
back.
What? If you've got what? Yeah, you're in the back.
We are, that they are in the tavern.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you were sorry.
Yeah.
I got confused. And he, in 8 days, he has to have 15,000 gold. I know he's not gonna have it. Nobody's gonna help him get it. I don't have 15,000 gold to my thing, but you got yourself hurt, and you could have got other people hurt. So you're gonna go and you're gonna deal with it in 8 days. You're gonna tell her what's going on, and hope you can figure this out. Because I'm sick of you guys coming in here, bringing stuff, not telling anyone, and putting us all in danger.
Gertrude, if I hadn't already, I would give you a job. Orvis! What the fuck, bro? Explain.
Yeah. This bad man. They have tracked me down, and I didn't think they would, but they have. And they want lots of money.
As far as explanations go, that's shit. What do you owe them the money for?
Oh, I definitely don't owe them that kind of money, but I borrowed some money from them and
How much did you borrow?
potentially. I borrowed bits and pieces here and there.
I see. One of those. Did you have an interest negotiation? Do you have a written contract?
No and no.
Right. So you dealt with dodgy people, you borrowed money from dodgy people, and now you're surprised that they've showed up asking for their money. Plus some. What do you plan to do about this?
I was considering running.
No. No. I will tie you up for the next 8 days and feed you soup. You're not running.
No, hear me out.
Me that
Hear me out.
they are perfectly capable of catching.
Yeah, but then it's not your problem. Then
It
it's
is my
entirely a me problem.
Work for her. It's her problem.
You're my problem.
Tonight,
Because the
my
moment
problems
you showed
became.
up here, your problems became my problems. And I'm probably about as tolerant as they are. So I'm going to ask you again, and you're going to have a better answer for me. What do you plan to do about this? Because I will let Gertrude
Well-
tie you up in my basement and feed you soup.
I somehow think detaining me would only leave me exactly the same place in 8 days' time as we are right now. So
Indeed.
perhaps maintaining my freedom will be more beneficial.
Not if you run.
I think that perhaps, yeah, it's too far to travel in a week. I can't go and talk to the actual person I actually borrowed money from. So we are stuck dealing with these lieutenants and their heavy-handed mindset. So I am willing to do whatever I can, but there's no way I'm going to get 15,000 gold pieces in a week. And in that respect, as you say, my problems are your problems. You tell me what you want us to do.
I want you to solve it.
Okay. In your town?
You already brought them to my town. These people who are threatening our guild, and multiple people in our guild, and they're now sitting in my tavern drinking beer because of you.
Okay. Excellent. I will do what I can.
So I'm going to ask you a third time, as is traditional. What do you plan to do?
Well, I'm going to be looking for some leverage, and then I'm going to apply some leverage
To what?
to them.
Because that's worked so well for you in the past?
No, usually I just run. But you know, I have been backed in a corner before.
How'd that work out?
Still alive. Can still count to 10.
Does anyone else have any ideas? Since our friend here clearly has limited imagination in this regard.
Well, if you can't come up with 15,000 gold, and none of us are going to help you, because really this is a problem of your own making, your best option is to go with them. Like they said, it wasn't specified that the body had to be dead that they brought back.
And we'd have someone on the inside.
You know, I would love to have a spy in that organization, but I'm not sure Orvis would be my first choice.
Certainly not mine.
No, but from my
Sometimes we
perspective,
make it
that
through.
seems to be the only way that you get out of this alive, and Gertrude's word isn't broken.
Eleira.
I know I'm new here. And I know very little of everything I just watched happen out of God. The information we have at the moment is you owe them a lot of money, and they're willing to kill if they have to, just to make a point, but they'd rather have something of value. We would like a spy inside, and they want to have a chat with you later. Now, I don't want to put anyone else on the chopping block, so if it is amenable, if I could have a little time with your weapon to drop some diagrams of how it functions and how it works with some errors embedded. And then I could go to them as sort of a volunteer to be the body that goes back if we're looking for a spy who isn't going to immediately be abused by the system and or give away secrets of your weaponry on a blatant level. It's not my first choice, but if my sister isn't around yet, it at least gives me something to do rather than just playing the fiddle in the tavern on a every other day basis.
There's other things to do. There's a llama. And a mine.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Before I make any suggestions on this, I've heard reference to this butterfly problem with the thing with Mr. Sims, and on my last mission they were mentioned in whispers off to the side, and now what I have not been brought into the loop on this. What is this whole butterfly deal?
There is an organization known as the Metamorphosis who are gradually taking over all criminal activity in Althea. Gertrude here seems to think that this lot are connected to them.
It's a
They
possibility.
left us a very nasty package.
Which suggests that it's not just Althea, if they've come from Travorno. Suggests that their influence is more extensive than that. They are exceptionally good at what they do, very difficult to pin down, the irony of which is not lost on me. And they're taking an interest in what we do. Based on the information we've got from bits and pieces, I would say that they are heavily involved in the smuggling of less than entirely legal magical components, and probably other things. If he's showing interest in your weapon, that suggests that armaments is also on the table.
Okay, guys, I think there's some good ideas here. I prefer not to go with them because I've got an idea what's in store for me at the other end of that. But I'd like to say that what Anowon's offering is neither something that should be used as collateral or we send him away and they use his knowledge. those diagrams, if they were going to be given to those people, that should wipe the entire debt. That's the sort of values that they're rolling in. There's nothing they can turn that around and make 10 times that in a month.
We could probably fix the defects as well. I don't think we should send any one of us with them. Sorry,
I
If we're gonna
definitely
send
don't think
anyone,
anyone should go. And I think those things do have the value, but that's not my call to make. I'm just putting it out there as things to spend resources on. If anyone
If
was
we
going to go,
are-
or if you wanted
Sorry.
to plant a spy, I'm only mildly insulted that you think I wouldn't make a good spy, but
Not that I don't think you'd make a good spy. I just don't think you'll be alive to make a good spy.
so the
Well,
problem with that is they already don't trust you.
You won't be able
but
to
that's-
find out the information we need.
Whereas I've never even gone out on a job yet. I am a complete unknown entity. I've just arrived. I've been laying low. I have no reputation. I have no actual provable ties to the organization other than I was hanging out with you guys 10 minutes ago.
From my perspective, sending my body for my debt as opposed to sending someone else's body for my debt, quite a big difference.
Yeah, but you run every time, so you're not honorable. So we got that. So we don't have to put honor into this. This is just strategy at this point.
Frankly, I mean, I know
Some
I know
cultures
not of your-
consider surviving honorable.
if we are looking at a judgment of who would be the best spy if we're sending someone. I do not know of your background, Eleira, but I have, granted much lower level, I have run in these circles before. And frankly,
you're
I'm a
volunteering,
very good liar.
I'll defer if you want to do this.
And I already have
You didn't seem keen. Yeah,
I
okay.
do not
You've
necessarily want to I don't want to go back to running in those circles. It didn't turn out well for me. But if we need something and we're
Also, I'm
just
going
looking at
by-
it from a strategic point of view, I would begrudgingly offer myself.
Gertrude.
I think we're putting too many eggs in this basket right now about this spy thing because I'm going off by one word that means change, and they're using it very blatantly. I don't think they thought anybody would understand them because of how far south they are, but like I have not seen any markings on them. I'm just going by one thing and their attitude and the way they are acting that I think they might be involved, and I don't think we should be sending somebody in hopes that we're going to get this involved because one, they already know who belongs to this organization, so they're going to know. They know everything about
They
Oh
knew
no, they know
Orvis was
you're
a member of the guild before we told them. So
I mean, that's fair.
I mean, I know you haven't done a mission or anything, but I think they know that you're a part of it. And I'm not saying you can't do nothing, that you aren't a valuable person or anything like that, but they know things about us that we don't even know about ourselves.
So my point is my loyalty to this organization hasn't been proven in any significant way. So if I show up absconding with a diagram that they have already shown value of interest in, whether it's accurate or not, it gives them a body. It gives them a reason to delay collecting payment and hanging out here.
If I were them, I would tie you up until I verified the authenticity of the documents and then shoot you if they didn't work.
That's a reason. That's what I would do. Yeah.
Yeah. You. I may not have run in these organizations, but I ran adjacent to them. You overhear a lot as a runner.
Yes.
If you were going to get 15,000 gold in a week, how would you do it?
I'd find the largest port I could, and I'd try and steal it.
Who in this town do you think has that kind of money? Don't have time to get to the largest port.
Exactly. Probably yourself and yeah, I wouldn't know, to be honest. I wouldn't know.
My guesses would be yourself and the mayor.
At the moment, I got the best plan on the table. Not to pick on anybody, I'm just saying.
It's a matter of opinion.
I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't have downsides. There's downsides. We also, like, pointed out we don't know if the implication was a verifiable concept, but that's the whole point of a spy, to verify the concept.
You talk a lot.
When I start,
The best plan is
But I
that
usually
I
win.
go with them, because that's the least loose ends, is that I go with them. And from their perspective, that's a tidy bundle. They came for me, they go with me,
Yes.
job done.
That is a tidy.
I'm a
It is-
huge
except for
fan.
one small problem. Have a contract with me.
Yeah, but from their perspective, it's the tidiest bundle.
I'm a huge fan of Plan A. But I am Plan
What,
B.
run? I'm a big fan of Plan A.
That's why Plan A doesn't work. That's exactly why Plan A doesn't
Let me
work.
explain something to you, Orvis. If you run, you're not just running from them.
Yeah, I understand that. And if I decide not
So
to
maybe you
run,
need to
then I
ask
don't
yourself
run. That's
if you're more scared of them or if you're more scared of me.
well, it's irrelevant at that point. You either get caught or you don't get caught.
You would get caught, one way or another.
I didn't point it out then, but she would send us after you. So
I wouldn't stop.
Part of me is tempted to just send you away with them. Let you lie in the bed you made. But you owe me too. And I'm one for protecting my investments. Doubting them a little bit right now, but nonetheless. You're right, I am one of the people who has that kind of money in this town. Or at least I can get it in 8 days. I can get it in 2. My question is, why should I? And before you answer
My question is, why would you?
Before you answer me, I'm going to ask your compatriots. Why should I? The rest of you. Think of a reason why I should?
At this point, only for your own conscience. Because he has ran every single time I've been on a mission with him.
I can't give you a reason. This is the only time I've been out with him and he tried to run away. The only reason he's still standing here is because I have a small amount of healing abilities and chose to use them.
Orvis,
I
is
have
there
reasons
anyone
you
in this
should.
organization who... Sorry, Nerys, go ahead.
I have reasons you should. I have reasons you shouldn't. They kind of balance out at this point.
Give me a reason
So
I
I-
should. Just one.
So as they pointed out, your conscience. He is one of your people. You do have a contract with him. That's about it at the moment.
That's about who
Nothing
I
really
am, not who
convincing.
he is.
I don't know Orvis very well. This was also my first time working with him, but I don't know Eleira or Anowon very well either. Anowon a little better.
Anowon?
So
Oh, sorry, I thought you were done.
it balances out.
Anowon?
Much as I hate to say it, I do not know him well enough to vouch for his skills as a reason to keep him. And with regards to conscience, this might, uh, you know, this might end up being the needs of the many versus the needs of the few. If they end up mad at our organization, many more will get caught in the crossfire than just him.
Eleira?
I know absolutely nobody in this room aside from you at the moment, and I have very little investment. I think I'm still viewing this as an opportunity if there's a job to be had as a spy in this scenario. I think there's a value add to solve this problem. But I think around corners, I have a different perspective on pretty much everything. But I find it fascinating that as a guild, nobody here is vouching for this dude.
Orvis?
Would you have us lie?
Is there anyone who would?
Who knows? I can't speak for other people's opinions, really. I've worked with some people.
Cannot name a
yeah.
single person in this guild who would vouch for you.
No.
All right. Then I'm going to ask you. Why should I?
As much as I would like you to, I don't think you should. So
Griffin's having a heart attack.
Eleira is gobsmacked by that response. Actually, no, she'll turn and go, wait, are you not even on your own side?
It makes no sense from a business logic or... yeah, it makes no sense. I cannot fathom why you would.
Maybe that's your problem. This is the
I
problem
have many
with...
problems.
Don't get flippant with me, boy. The problem with being dishonorable is that when the chips are down, no one has your back. The only people around you give a shit about you, potentially, are also dishonorable. The problem with being self-serving is that if you can't serve yourself, no one else will. I could pay that money and not notice. But the problem is, if I do that, those assholes out there think that I will defend my people by paying off their debts. And someone like you becomes a liability to me. So I'm going to turn the question around a little bit and ask you this question. Who would you vouch for if they were in your position right now? Who would you say would deserve my help in this moment.
Ooh. I guess it's hard to answer
Pick
without doing injustice.
one person.
One person.
In the guild who, if they were sitting where you are right now, you would unhesitatingly vouch for them, would be able to give me a reason why I should help them.
Axel,
Why?
you want me to say why you should,
Yes.
or why
If he was sitting in
I
your position,
chose?
which, let's face it, could happen given Axel. That is entirely possible. And if I'm being honest with you, if he was sitting in your chair, this would have been an easier conversation. But I'm asking you, why would I help Axel? What's in it for me?
Well, I can't speak on what's in it for you, but as for why I personally would help Axel in
No,
that situation,
why should I help Axel? That's the question.
Okay. Because Axel is unrepentantly himself at all times.
Okay.
And that's the kind of honesty you don't get in everybody.
He is honest, I'll give you that. Up to a point. Let me tell you why I would help Axel. Because I absolutely know that if Axel's on a job and shit goes down, he will have the back of everyone else on that team.
Why do you all think I ran today? Do you all think I ran to save my own skin? Or did I run to take my problems away from you, to remove my issues and the threats against me from affecting you as much as I could? Okay, you understand that? Why have I sat in my room studying for months and not hanging out at the pub or hanging out in the common room? It's because I'm trying to get better, to get these problems away and dealt with before they affect you. That was my plan before it came and it caught up with me and it affected you. That's why I have lived the life I have and have done what I've done, why I've got no friends and no one backing me up, because I'm sitting there trying to work on myself and get better to get these problems away from you. So you can call me dishonourable as much as you want, but without knowing me, you don't know my motivations, you don't know my intentions, you don't know why I've made the choices I've made. I have survived for many, many years through many, many situations, and I have learnt what I have learnt, but I've done what I have done.
All it would have taken, Orvis, was for you to say that. Or to yell as you were running, leave them alone, your quarrel is with me, anything like that. What I saw, my interpretation of the situation, was someone running from their problems and leaving them for someone else. Which, what you say is the opposite of what you intended, but your actions have spoken louder than your words.
I'm going to do a thing right now. Please give me one second.
And when Tilly is talking about this, there is some kind of grief in her eyes. Like, this is not the first time this has happened to her.
What? Sorry, I'm going to get Adeline to do a roll right now. I've just got to actually go find her character sheet because she obviously... Orvis, I need you to either make a diplomacy roll or a deception roll, depending on how honest you are being in this moment.
Yeah.
What is your
Dirty 20.
dirty 20? Angeline got a 32. So she knows right now whether you're being honest or not. So I need you to tell me, as the player, whether Orvis is being honest or not.
Yeah, 100%.
So she's kind of standing, leaning against like a wall or a counter or something, just watching this interaction. And then she stands and she goes, "That might be the only honest thing you've said tonight. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have a little chat with these people. I'm going to get your debt cleared. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to owe me. You're going to owe me a debt cleared."
Understood.
And these 5 people are going to be witnesses to this agreement between you and me. If I get your debt cleared, will clear one of mine, of my choosing, at a time of my choosing, in the future.
Great.
And here's what else you're going to do, because you're already on contract to me. You are going to behave in such a way over the next 8 days that if I ask the guild members the questions I ask the people in this room, someone will vouch for you. Sitting in your room
Wait,
studying is one thing, but you don't solve problems like this by yourself. So I suggest, Orvis, hard trader, that you make some goddamn friends. Those are my terms. Accept them.
Great.
Nerys, did you have something to add?
I was going to point out that if you had hung out with us and made friends, you would have realized that we wouldn't have just let you run off. Like the communication problems that we apparently had might have been a little different. That was all I was going to point. You would know that you can't just run and leave us, and we would know that you weren't just running and leave us. So
I will also tell you this for free. If you had the backing of the people of the guild, you could probably raise 15,000 gold in a week.
I'm one of the easiest people to befriend in the guild because everyone deserves to have somebody to love them and to be their friend. When they come from some places that don't have that, I have 300 gold to my name. If you were somebody who I felt that I could trust, I would have easily given it to you.
Axel probably has 15,000 gold. I don't know that, but he plays here a lot and he makes good tips. And he doesn't have a lot of expenses, so. Consider this a lesson. I'll deal with your problem. I might even plant a spy. That could be fun. But it won't be a guild member because I already have jobs for all of you. So here's what I will do. You 5. My job for you is this. Find Orvis a friend. In a week, these people will be gone
like
because I
friends.
will deal with it. Told me about this before, it wouldn't have come to a brawl in the street.
I believe I was fairly clear when I first arrived in town.
You were fairly vague when you first arrived in town. I was clear on the fact that you were a shady motherfucker with some dodgy past. I did not know you owed the Travorno Mafia 15,000 gold.
Yeah.
I could have found it out, I suppose, but my focus has been elsewhere. However, something interesting has come of this because now we know that they might be connected to them, and that is interesting, and that is something I will definitely be pursuing. So if in 8 days this problem has gone away because of Andeline, 6 of you will come back, bringing with you someone who will vouch for Orvis. If you can do that successfully, you'll consider this a real mission. It'll count for your medallions. Deal?
I will
Yes.
try.
Have you met Steve?
We could take him to Dave. Dave also likes friends. He likes
Dave's
friends who
not
bring
a
him
guild
grass.
member.
Oh,
And you, Orvis, you owe me a debt repaid.
Indeed. I look forward to it.
Too. Now, it's a busy night.
I
Is there
think I need a
anything else?
fucking drink.
Eleira.
there's this is not an official statement. This is a check with the DM that as everyone leaves, could Eleira like subtly hang back and have a quick word
Sure.
after the room's cleared?
Someone always
Cool.
does. May as well be you.
Anyone also wants to do that, so
All right.
Actually, that wouldn't be out of sorts. That would actually be within the realm of my plan.
All right.
Still,
okay.
So Tilly's gonna go have a drink. Gertrude?
He's gonna go find Lorelai.
Okay. She's gonna go
He
find
needs
Laura.
help.
Nerys?
Nerys is leaving the tavern and heading for the workout area. However, Mischief is still keeping eyes, and he will. They will keep eyes until Angeline is done having her conversation with them, and then they will sneak out of the. But yeah, Nerys is gonna go work out some vision-ish, probably
Orvis?
until Siren finds her.
You may have just
Orvis,
frying pan fired this shit. I'm just saying. But yep.
Orvis will be going to his room.
As you start to leave, she goes, Orvis, say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank all of you.
She lets you leave. Was there something else, you two?
I don't actually. Given the
Is it
situation,
something-
you might be here for the same reason I am.
Well-
but I have a bigger version of it, so I'll let you talk first.
Well, so in the interest of transparency, it will not be as explosive as this. I might have someone looking for me. However, it will be through official channels. It's a long story that I can explain should you wish, but it you'll likely have forewarned.
This
Let
was
me
not what I
ask
thought
you
it was.
this. The people looking for you, are they the law or are they not the law? This should not be difficult.
They, it could be either, because it's someone who is not the law who I ticked off, but they may have. I stole something from them a long
Right.
time ago. Considering they haven't found me, I assume they're not looking
Where
for me.
are
But
they?
in God, brain
Mertera? Mertera?
in Mertera,
Right. Well,
which
that's
is
good news. How about you, not now, but at some point, give me a name?
yeah, I can do that. Well, I know
That was in character,
who
by the way.
they're,
Yeah.
yeah, I know who they're
Yeah.
associated with, and I'll find it in just a second. I need to get
Okay.
in my Google Drive because I don't remember
Yeah,
the
yeah,
name
it's
of the
fine.
thing.
She is deliberately not asking you to name them right now because there's someone else in the room, but
Yeah.
she has history in Motero, so she knows a lot of people there.
Well, we don't have a name is the thing. I
Okay.
don't think we have it.
All right, that's
But,
fine. We can clarify that at a later point.
yeah.
All right. I appreciate your forthrightness. It is always better to know when problems are potentially on their way.
Yes. Sorry. They are associated with the Magus Gamana.
Ah,
In
well, fortunately we have contacts there, so.
Yep. So there will probably be forewarning if someone comes for me.
Almost certainly in that case. Does I don't think Anowon has ever encountered Zora, has he? Has he?
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. So he doesn't know
Nope.
about that
They
connection.
haven't done that.
Cool. All right. Sweet. Are you staying or leaving, Anowon?
Up to Eleira. I have said my piece.
Actually, I think you should hang it for just a second, because point of order. So, while it is magnanimous that you've offered to settle the debt on behalf of my newly made friend,
It
Um,
wasn't, but carry on.
I mean, from this perspective, absolutely. But he's also now made an arrangement to meet with these people about his gun. And
I did not confirm the arrangement. I said I might
that's
show
not how
up
this.
in the
Have
week.
you noticed how these people work?
I was very
So-
non-committal, and I was clear that I was to discuss this with you, pointing to Adeline.
Right, yes.
I don't think that helped anything. Anyway. And you did make a very valid point that if you handle this on your own face, that it does sort of imply that you're willing to bail out guild members, which could cause more problems in the future. And I know that you said you have the ability to put spies in, but despite maybe not needing me to go and volunteer as a spy, I could possibly act as a sort of free radical that buys him some time to gather the money using flawed diagrams of a conversation he apparently has no interest in having with them anyway, and actually get them entirely off our doorstep.
The problem is, I don't want to give them information they don't already have. And if they're showing this much interest in this, I don't really want to give them anything because
Okay.
even a flawed diagram, one, they may think that they're being deliberately sabotaged, which is a problem. And two, they may
Fair.
be able to reverse engineer,
Parse out.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is also a problem. My understanding of these kind of items is that they are difficult to obtain. And honestly, I would prefer that these kinds of people weren't able to make them if they are not already
Fair.
able to make them. I suspect that there are people in the organization who are already able to make them. I would be very surprised if that were not the case. But they're not flooding the streets, so that's good. And I would like to keep it that way. The people
Okay.
I know who have
Just
access
basically-
to this sort of information, and I do know some people, are for the most part unlikely to pass it on to this ilk of individual.
Gotcha. Well, in any case, if you would
However,
like someone
you
to
did
act
give me
as
an idea,
neat,
which is maybe Eleira Lunsol is secretly independently wealthy, and maybe Eleira Lunsol wants to help her friend out, and maybe the
or
money
at least by
isn't
favor
coming.
with an organization after
Maybe the
seeing how this
money
one,
isn't coming from Andeline Smith.
maybe I could pretend to be a spy for them, given that my first mission just, or not even a mission, just kind of showed that these people are unreliable in some way.
Forgive
And that
me,
I would
but
like to
I
align
do
myself
not
with them.
feel I know you well enough to trust you to be a spy for me just yet.
That is fair. I wish my sister were around to vouch for me. She would know how to put this into better words. She was always better at talking than I was. I talk a lot, I'm just not as good at it.
However, also something to be said for direct negotiation.
That I am good at.
Oh, I meant me, not you. I'm very good at it.
That works too.
And perhaps them knowing that I back my people is also useful.
I will obviously leave it to your discretion. I just thought I would put that in a different context on the table, that I am looking to be useful.
I see that and appreciate it. I'm sure we will find a use for your skills. Is anyone chasing you,
Then I will take.
Eleira?
Oddly, no. I have solved most of my problems directly.
Hey, just checking.
So I got that going for me. Yeah.
You seem like the sort who
I mean,
would
aside,
possibly be chased. That's all.
no, normally, yeah, but I tend to take care of that. Mostly, I'm just worried about Elena. She was never as good at cleaning up after herself.
Well, perhaps something will come to light.
Well, I will take up no more of your time. But I'll be around.
So you two
Have a good evening, or as good as can be, considering the
Seems-
I
circumstances.
forgot you were here.
have a chat with some gangsters. It's gonna be great.
I have a big hat. The hat is meant to draw attention to me. How? Yeah. Drinks.
All right. So you two go off to have some drinks. Mischief will watch Andeline come out, have a look around, walk over to a certain halfling and his brother and his friend, have a little word, and then disappear into a back room with them.
I watch until she comes out.
She comes out. They leave. Everyone looks satisfied. And on that note, that took a turn, and I'm excited about where that went. That was fun. In order to get your segments for this mission, you have to do the thing she asked you to do. So I guess we're not done
Didn't
yet.
sign up for homework. I hate homework.
Right?
I have
Yes.
a question.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna be going to go. Dude, where's my drummer?
Uh-huh.
Is that 8 days gonna be enough for Gertie?
The missions are 14 days apart.
Yeah, but there's traveling. I don't know how. I
Yeah.
forget how far.
But you have horses. So
That's true. I got
yeah,
special horses.
It'll be the same distance as it is to Murterra, so I don't remember off the top of my head. I think walking it's a week, so on horses it should be less.
Okay.
Yeah. So you should
Cool.
be fine.
Good. Steve.
Orvis, you have your work cut out for you.
Yeah. Apparently.
Yes,
Apparently.
I need
Oh,
that
good.
level for the other mission
Yeah.
that's coming up. Where's my drummer?
So
I really don't want to be level 1 twice in a row.
mechanically, you will need to, in the Discord, figure out how to make that work. And
I need to have a pool party again.
let me
There's
know
Laura.
the outcome, I guess. We don't necessarily have to play out the meeting with Andeline, but I will need to know what you've done. There might be some rules, so just we can do it all in the game channel that already exists. But yeah, you'll will have to RP your way to that, to a point where that is viable. And what was the other thing I was going to say? Wow. Oh, Orvis, you'll get a message from Andeline saying she's dealt with the problem, and you are now in her debt instead. Over the next day or two,
Right.
and then these people will disappear, and you won't see them again. You're right there, Griffin? Are you dying?
I just realized that if Elena left that meeting knowing that was the only recourse for forward, she's going to spend the entire week making up fake bard songs about how reliable.
Listen, I'm not saying Anowon. Well, no, they wouldn't. They are a lot better at deception than diplomacy. They have no proficiency in diplomacy. It is only deception. They can only lie.
Yep.
Nerys
Cool.
is good at hitting things.
Well, this should be an interesting week. Our next streamed game will be Dude, Where's Our Drummer? In which Axel's old bandmates have lost their drummer and have come to find him and ask him and his new friends to help them locate said drummer. And the team will be heading up to Elder Castle to try and track down a half orc drummer who has gone missing. Yes, Griffin.
Can I sing the little song I made up about our ambush
Yes.
before we close?
Please do.
Maybe I compare you to a stone from the sling off the roofs. Oh, the more you hit me, the more it feels like that hurts. And now that my bruises are bloomed, the fight scares me to want to flee. Thank you.
Oh my
I
god.
look for a Spotify release. That's going on all my playlists.
Oh wow. Okay. Yep, so we'll be doing that in 2 weeks' time. And if you would like to join the Discord, there's a lot of stuff happening at the moment. We have some fun plans for some extra stuff, which hopefully will be taking place soon. And yeah, otherwise we will see you in 2 weeks' time. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, have a beautiful time zone. We love you. Bye bye.